and the cute little
and a
chairs.
band. Yeah.
They did it right, and we had a stage in there with entertainment throughout the whole 2 days. Yeah, it was great.
Wish I could have gone.
What?
Oh,
Wish you could have gone.
Yeah, I was sort of like, I was up the other end.
In your little caravan.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. When you're a performer.
Do you know how many people are allowed to bring their own caravan into a festival?
I know. I knew I was on a big privilege.
It was great. Did you have your birthday party there? I had lollies and everything for you. Yeah. I just completely...
I only saw you...
We have to celebrate your birthday.
1.5 times.
I know.
That whole Saturday. But I was having the same stress. To me, like we had nippers in the morning, like all these things. Did I do a gig the night before? Yeah, I did a gig the night before, slightly tired. And because everyone was coming to see me for my birthday, I was like, got to get the chairs out. I'm at this thing. And it felt like I was... Like faces were coming at me all day. And
mine wasn't. And
someone I know with a dog, but a really big dog, great dog, was knocking all the drinks. And my mum and dad were there. And like,
were your mum and dad there?
Yeah, which is a rare sort of deal.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit stressed. Like, shit.
Did you tell him that you did all the signage?
No, yeah, probably. But
how good
exactly.
did the barge look with your banners?
Well, it looked all right to maybe the punter, but they were a bit long. Like it was hiding this cool. You saw the picture.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't measure it. I made a couple of 5 meters banners, and only 2 of them of the 4 actually worked. It was a big sort of tough week, stressful week. It was really stressful.
Drew, you did so much.
So the banners didn't look as great as what they should.
And how were the banners that we did a social media post? Return, Karma will come and get ya.
Yeah.
And they returned. Well, some of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you shocked when you turned up and saw the delivery?
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. Who thought that? And what was cool, I think I've said this to you, when you pinch things from festivals or something, you do it because you loved it and it was a souvenir to you. You're actually taking something. You don't actually realise that little Cindy Jensen has actually paid for them with her own money, You don't actually... So these people have actually understood when you said, hey, whoever stole all the banners, they're mine. I paid this much money for them.
Yeah.
So half of me goes, oh, those bastards. But at the same time, they went, they were souvenirs. Definitely people going, yeah, look at this great thing, and taking them home. Like, I was at Buskers By The Creek 2016.
Yeah, well...
Here's my thing.
You tell me.
So for all the Sunday of stressing out, and that's just me yabbering on, right?
We have to celebrate your birthday too.
I didn't actually see much of the festival until like 2 o'clock. I went, hang on a minute, I'm going to go walk around this place. And so I started to relax when people started to leave me. The focus wasn't on me anymore, and I could just walk around and look at stuff. And that festival goes in stages, like the early morning, the lunch, everyone's there.
Yeah.
And then it feels like the tourists leave a little bit, and you're left with people who are half cut on the beers they've stolen, or, smuggled in or got from your bar. Let's face it, Cindy, I'm going to tell you right now how it works. Allegedly. That afternoon glow. At the end of the day, it's Sunday afternoon at Winders Park in Currumbin. The sun's going down. Everything's perfect. Like the weather's perfect. Again.
I tell ya.
Right? So I'm feeling good. And I have to do the last show on the floating half pipe, which is 15, 16 feet in the air.
Sorry about
over
that.
the water. No. The
I held you
opposite.
up. I'm on the phone going, tell Drew he can't start.
Yeah, why was that? Because I fluffed the crowd going, no, we have to wait. We're ready to go. We have to wait.
It was so much nicer that extra 5 minutes with the sun already gone down though.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were.
I
knew it was like technical
yeah.
reason. But it seemed like the crowd was still there.
It was great.
My voice
you got
was
to
clapped.
do the finale.
Yeah, and I actually looked all the riders in the eyes, like 6 BMX riders who are legends, absolute legends. Looked them in the eye and said, "What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?" And I said, "Come on, man, let's do this. Let's actually just put on the greatest thing." We were like pirates, like Neil from Energy Entertainments, Pete from Energy Entertainments, Luke. I didn't get to say their name. Paul Burns from Spent Clothing, Jaden Cadman, Chris James, Tristan Arts.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah, like I've got the full list of these
them
dudes.
all.
Yeah, But we were actually like a band of pirates on a floating barge in a half pipe in the middle, putting on the show. We all sort of looked at each other at the end going, it's down to us. There was hundreds of people on the bank.
I couldn't believe the people. Could you believe the amount of people?
Loved it. You get what I'm saying? Like it was down to us, and we're kind of pros in our field. I'm like, come on. We all sort of looked each other in the eyes and going, are we ready? Let's just do this. Put on a smile. If we have to wait another 5 minutes, who cares? It doesn't matter. And when we finished, we all hugged each other like babies. It was awesome. You should have been there.
I know. Why wasn't I there?
I know.
I was standing, watching, and just looking around at the people, trying to absorb it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The finale, grand finale.
How do you top that?
Yeah, I'm already thinking, holy Toledo.
Because if you're listening to this for the
this?
first time, what happened is the Bikes did a like massive big bike show. Energy Entertainment's had the fire show. They do all this fire twirling on the ramps. I was really dangerous. These guys were nearly getting smashed in the face with fire all the time that you couldn't really see. And then the big finale was Neil got on the end of this little dinghy that we had to tie up on the spot. Like the way that was actually tied up was really us going, no, we got to do this, because it was windy and blah, blah, blah. So Joel, your brother, yes, Joel, was a major part of that. We had to tie this boat up really fast and in the right spot so it could be done, through the blanket over the motor and the petrol, blah, blah, blah. This huge firewall was happening, this swinging sort of firewall. And I had to light the bike on fire because I was the only spare hands.
Really?
It was cool as Cindy. It was so fucking cool. I had to light the bike. Tristan, the guy on the bike, was going, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, I don't know either, but we got to smash it, man. And then he jumps off the ramp, does a backflip into the water. That's why we were all like, we did it! Yes! Every one of us had our hands full. Like, every one of us was doing something. The dude beside me.
I should have been out there with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You would have been like a wench. Like, we were the pirates. We were like, Dar! Is that bad?
I should have been out there with you. I never went out there once. So I have to give just a massive thanks, to the 4 companies that made that shit happen. Like, seriously. What's he say? First time in the world with fire and bikes in the middle of like a floating. Yeah,
and on the actual half pipe.
Yeah, on the actual half pipe. So old mate, fabulous bridge. The family, Gold Coast Barges. Yeah, Sweetman family.
Greg. Yep.
Yeah, you and Greg know each other well. After what, last year? Yeah, amazing, right? Yep. They played under the teepee. Did you see them?
Yep.
Oh, you did? Yeah, they're so Gold Coast Barges, ARB Transport.
Crane.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the truck? Yeah.
Yeah, semi-trailer. Remember I was ringing you in tears going, oh, my God, I need a semi-trailer.
Yeah, it's basically $6,000
Oh, my
worth
God,
of free
I need
stuff.
a semi-trailer.
Yeah.
And then the crane, Maclift, and my brother organised all that.
Champion.
The semi and the crane.
Champion. You know how I recognise your brother? Because he had sunnies on. He's got this big killer beard. And he's got tattoos all over him. And I thought he was part of the spent clothing dudes because he looked like a skater dude. Like, yeah, bro, yeah. And he came up to me straight away. I'm like, yeah, dude, how are you, man? And then he sort of opened his eyes and he goes, you don't recognise me? I went, Joel! I went, dude. And I looked straight at his toe. Camel toe tattoo. Which he showed me at the Currumbin Creek Tavern a year ago.
Oh, my God. Did he?
As soon as I went, Joel, to confirm it in my mind, I had to look at his toe to see if it was really him.
Oh, my God. Seriously?
He's a champion. He really knew how to run the show. Like, he had everything covered.
He did it all. So I love my brother.
Yep. You had great volunteers. You really did.
I know, right? So
you want more though, hey? You need more next
I think I'm going to go to the university and get event students to actually do volunteer work.
They would learn heaps from it.
Yeah.
And how hard it actually is.
They'd learn how crazy I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
You'd actually be teaching a whole crew of people.
Did you see Hippie?
Just how simple the idea actually can be if you've got a great idea.
Yeah.
But just how much you actually need to rely on normal people.
Yeah.
It's not like you go and hire a bunch of labourers at $45 an hour. You can't do that.
No
one can afford that shit.
So did you see Hippie, the volunteer with the long hair?
Yeah. The lady?
No, the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was running around 100 mile an hour.
I'll say a real strung out looking dude.
Do you know Hippie?
Lived on his surfboard his whole life.
Yeah. Well,
I
no.
shook his hand a couple times, yeah.
I know, right? Never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, great.
So I've gone and he just turned up out of nowhere. I'm like, who is this guy? He's so happy. He's high as a kite, like on love, I'm thinking. And he did everything. It was like he worked seriously from 9 until 6 without like taking a breath. Anyway, I'm like, seriously, who is this guy? So long story short, I went and gave him a little thank you card the other day to his house.
Nice.
And I gave him a bit of cash because, I was thinking.
he did a lot of work,
he's a
day and night.
And he told me his story. He's a single dad, bringing 3 kids up.
Beautiful.
And I thought, this guy, I'm just going to give him a token cash,
Yeah.
So I've taken this envelope over and I was like, this is a bit dodgy back of palmy, thinking, because I knew he was heavily involved with the bikies like way back when.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you want to come down? I'm in the driveway, and he's come down. High as a kite again on love.
Yeah.
Cindy!
Yeah.
Running around 100 mile an hour. I'm like, I just came over. I wanted to give you this thank you. And I've handed him this envelope, and he's like, don't tell me it's cash. I'm like, yeah, just a little token. It was really weird. And he's like, put it in his pocket, and he's like, and he started on this little... Yeah. And I said, mate, I just want to know, why the hell did you do what you did for me? Like, why the hell, like, how did you just turn up and, you worked harder out of anyone there with the bins. And he goes, I just want to be known for who I am, not my history.
Nice.
And I'm like, what do you mean by that, mate? So he's studying law. He's in his final, he finishes in 3 months. I mean, you just said he looks like a guy that,
Yeah, lived on a surfboard his entire life.
Yeah. Guess who he is? He's that guy. He's that guy that got taken out into Currumbin Valley by the bikies because they thought he stole the bag of money and they cut his ears off.
Is he?
Yes.
My neighbour found him.
That's him.
My neighbour found him. I was there an hour after. I saw all his... Wow. Good on him. Good on that guy. I understand what he's doing. Right. Yes, good on him.
I know.
Wow. Ah!
I know.
There's a great story behind that I can't say right now, but yeah, good on him.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I was like, you got no ears? Like, and part of me is like, fuck, who's watching me? Who's watching me in the driveway? Hand over.
I want to say it now, actually, Rod Edwards probably saved his life.
Who's Rod Edwards?
Well, no, another guy. Another guy picked him up on a ute and brought him to the front of the rock pools. Rod Edwards is my neighbour, who is an old truck driver, sort of dude. Fixes fences, hard man. And he went berserk and like called the ambulance and, because he was bleeding a lot. Got him towels.
Really?
From everything, yeah.
Imagine the...
Yeah, he was really...
You can't even imagine, right?
No, because he was left for dead out there, Anywho.
So that's hippie.
Wow. Great. Good man. Good man. Yeah.
Great man.
Anyone could turn their life around.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And that's what he's like, this is who I am. I was caught up in the, in all of that many years ago. And
it was a different world then. The whole...
Yeah.
I say it all the time to you, right? Currumbin back then was a different place.
How long are we talking?
There was no stand-up paddleboards. This was 2008.
Oh, not that long ago.
No. Definitely 2008. But there were no stand-up paddleboards in the creek yet. Leo, the boat shed, hadn't done that. There was no Buskers By The Creek putting on a cool festival. There was no Dust Temple. It was like a dusty old surf shop that was... And there's full industrial. There's bike shops everywhere and a couple of clubs and, so it was a really rough sort of part of the coast. How are you? This is actually a serious podcast for us. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the champagne. Well, what the hell? I got to catch up. No,
yeah,
I got to catch up.
You filled it up again.
All right.
You're a soft.
Too busy listening. Yeah. So anyway, that's hippie.
Yeah.
And then, festival finishes. I go and order $400 worth of pizza and alcohol.
Did it go back to the tavern? You're going to have a...
No.
No, okay.
Seriously. By the
Everyone
time we
was done.
packed up and yeah. We just sat in the teepee and I slept under the teepee Sunday night.
Did ya?
Yeah. And then
Shit, I wish I'd have known that.